as well. All right, cool. Let's go through the notes really quick and do our quick highlight reel, and then we'll jump into the specifics. All right, cool. And then for roll call, let's see. We got Fla from the East Bay. We got Wani. We got Dave in Nork in Sacramento. Got Kurt and Larry in San Diego. Okay, awesome. All right, cool. So let's see. We got all kinds of stuff. I was working on a better format, and I'd love to get your feedback, guys. So I thought this was kind of like the general gist of what we like to cover. We like to talk about the meme of the week, quick market overview. I found a new kind of week-to-week sentiment data I thought was pretty good. And then I also like to look at the Fear and Greed Index from CNN a little bit. We like to look at the Stock Traders Almanac, for the next, at least 2 months out. I've resurrected stock charts, sector rotation. We love to talk earnings. We got some stuff left over in this tail end of the season. Swaggy stocks is always fun. And then the news cycle is where we really shine. And then I think these are the key areas we like to cover. Maybe I like to write semiconductors, since SVOG is very semiconductor heavy overall. Cool. Yes, that's the format. If you guys have any ideas on improving this, let me know. All right, cool. So let's jump into the first thing. So anti-gravity test of the week. It's not a direct jump out the window, but it's kind of interesting. I think I found this in my backlog. I think I forgot to talk about it when it came out. But yes, this was a Ukraine CIA-backed military intelligence boasts of new car bombing assassination, and this was targeting a former police chief. Yeah, car bombs.
Ukraine or in Russia?
I believe this was in Moscow. Yeah, let's double check. In Eastern controlled. Okay,
Oh,
yeah, in Eastern Ukraine then. Wow, so bit of a black bag job. Okay. Um, yeah,
I'm not on the right side of this one.
yeah. Okay. And let's go back to our notes. Cool. So yeah, so we'll look over that. We'll look over that, and then let's just run through the other items really quick as a highlight reel. Um, I got some good econ data. It's more recessional data if you're surprised at all. What else was fun? The the New York Fed published its Q3 debt report, and I want us to take a look at that. We looked at Q2 a while ago, so I thought it was time to freshen that up. We're getting some weird divergent signals from the international bond market. So Bank of Japan and Bank of Canada seems to be doing something, and both in different ways. So we'll take a look at that. What else happening in tech? Since we're all traders, the swab layoffs are no fun. So we'll take a look at that. AMD has a new chip to announce. There's some interesting, fun things happening at GameStop. We'll take a look at. And then in terms of the labor market, we'll take a look at the shutdown of America's oldest gunmaker, which is the Remington site in New York. And we'll look at the Teamster shenanigans involved in that, among other things. We got some good intel from the jobs report in the hospitality industry, so we'll take a look at that. And this also parallels with what's happening in China, so let me make a note to talk about that too. We'll take a look at the Chinese gig economy briefly. And then we'll look at the international news. Got some fun stuff, but I got some unemployment data from Russia, and we'll take a look at that and look at how the ruble is trading against the dollar at the moment. And got some interesting feedback from the ground as well. And then average revenue per average, what's the airline KPI? It's the average rates of whatever the KPI is. I'm kind of I can't say it right now. The
cost,
average,
is it the cost per airline mile?
yes, yes. Yeah, we'll, we'll take a look at that. And then we hinted about this last week, but yeah, it's actually ballooned into a better buyback than expected. So we'll take a look at that. Um, uranium, we haven't talked about in a couple months, and it has been quite the trade. I think a lot of us were asleep at the switch and working really hard in other sectors and ignoring uh, the
I
nice
thought we
radioactive.
I thought we had that in our rotational stuff. Maybe, maybe not. I don't
We
know.
probably have too many items in our in our rotation quadrants, so we'll take a look at that though. But yeah, and we'll talk about the gold spike among central banks buying that up, and then we'll look at Chinese news and the stock market, the currency rates. We'll briefly look at Chinese EVs, which are not doing well. NEO just had earnings, and what else? Yeah, Silk Road, Italy's pulling out, and then China is not having just a mortgage protest, but a mortgage collapse for new applicants, and this will be devastating for the sector, and it is hitting tier one cities, no less. And then Moody's has downgraded China's credit outlook to negative. Surprise, surprise. All right. Cool. And in case you guys didn't get this, let me upload the notes one more time so you guys can follow along, and then we'll jump into everything. Cool.
So you write these and then you don't edit into them? Is that
I'm just trying to, yeah, I'm trying to make a nice, like, I guess just
right? So
list, and then just copy and paste articles as I read them through the news cycle.
It looks nice. Thanks for
Okay.
doing it.
Yeah, if there's anything to improve this, let me know. But I think these are all the heavy hitters that we like for a lot of the contrarian stuff that we try to focus on. Cool. All right. So we talked about shenanigans in the Ukraine. Okay, let's go to the markets and see how today is shaking up. All right. So we are up 0.7% on the S&P 500. So looks like a nice day. Let's go to the analytics and see how everyone is wagering their money. And this is the first session of the month, I think. Awesome. Again, at a first glance, the sizzle index is still yet broken again. It's saying things are moving at 7x normal volume for a 5-day duration. And that just doesn't line up with the low 100,000 count that we keep seeing. But anyway, that's a
Also
swap problem.
For FYI for futures for ES, got to roll over this next week.
Oh, wait.
right. So most people have exited. They've moved to the next contract.
Oh,
It's 8 days to expiration right now. This current quarter.
yeah. Okay.
Just
Okay.
FYI, yeah.
Good to know. Thanks, Kurt. But yeah, we're just looking at deltas and the put call ratio here, and this is a little bit is this fair value? Like 1.4 is generally where it likes to live. This is a little bit more bearish, and we're seeing a lot of money stacked on the Hail Mary probabilities here, which is interesting. So let's
Can
pivot.
you change that from active only to whatever the short?
Come again, Dave?
Oh, well, the rollover shows up if I don't know where your mouse is. Up near add simulated trades. There's an active only, just a little bit down. So that's the active only contract.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like the 3-month will give you the futures, and you can see the rollover in the volume. So we haven't really started the rollover.
Oh, I see what you mean.
So if there's 1.5 million, then you would say that the rollover is in transition, and once you're at about 1/3 of the old contract, or one third of the new contract against the old contract.
Oh, okay, got it. Right,
The
yeah.
chart is gonna change on Sunday, I believe. The chart is gonna jump over on Sunday.
Okay.
Is this process every December?
It's every 3 months, 90 days.
Oh, okay. Is there a announcement place for that, or how is that? 90?
Well, you saw it in that list.
Yeah, 90-day futures
No, it's
reset.
ADTE. It does get announced from the brokerage. They tell you to get out,
Oh, okay. That's cool.
and you have to ask for special permissions to trade into the expired.
Was this a relatively new thing? Is this because of the LIBOR to SOFR switch from last January? Is this why?
No,
No, okay, unrelated. Okay.
I mean, futures always roll.
Right, okay. I mean, it just, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, futures have expiration.
Right. Okay, no problem.
They also have time value. I mean, basically, that's what it's saying.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then with the big boy option contracts here, we're just seeing a fairly normal day overall. This sizzle index again is broken. These numbers don't make sense, but that's a swap problem. Okay, let's go to SPY. But we did know that SPX was a little bit more optimistic, and so is SPY. It's pacing that nicely. The numbers here do look fairly normal. And let's go to our cousin indexes and check out the NASDAQ. Wow, really green for today. And we got some fun tech news coming up. Let's see. Everything else fairly normal. Yeah, everything looks at fair value. Let's go to the schizophrenic index, which is the Russell 2000. It loves to overreact to everything. And it is not pacing the other indexes today at the moment, but it is very optimistic. This likes to live at the 2.3 zone for the put call ratio, which is a little bit schizophrenic for my taste. But let's look at the diamonds and see how this very thinly traded index ETF is looking for today. Usually it's very optimistic, and today is no exception. And it's moving positively in the corner of the room. And without a doubt, we got to check VIX. And last week, we were at a high of, at least on Thursday, a high of what, 1280 on that day? And we have ticked up a noticeable quarter of a point.
Well,
Very,
1280. That's crazy.
yep. And if we go to the VXX side, we're at 17. And my trend line from 2020 is still right here at the 24 mark. Mid-August support base from 2020.
Warren, do you look at VIX 1 day and VIX 7 days recently?
No, what's the 7-day ticker
Well,
again?
it's VIX1D, I think.
Yeah. This is so much noisier, but let's see. It's pacing everything correctly. It's just really noisy.
Yeah, I haven't really looked at it too much either myself.
ATR's dropping. Yeah, we could be going into breakout mode pretty quickly. Yeah, we're getting into that same breakout conditions, at least on this chart.
How do people use this 1 day? Because if you look at the daily, it just goes up and resets back down. How do people use it?
So I'm nearly positive this is an index, and it's just another reference point. So you're saying it goes up every month?
Yeah, if you look at the right bottom chart,
Oh, day.
No. It goes and resets. It goes and resets.
You are right.
Yeah.
I don't use it.
I think this time scale is not quite.
Well, this is the true 1 day. So later in the day, it acts like.
Yeah. So in theory, it has time of day, and that would go up to a high risk while you were sleeping, while it was untradeable. I don't know. I'm inventing something.
I mean, in some sense, it looks like just like the absolute range from an algebraic sense, but then this day doesn't make sense. This isn't an absolute value function anymore with this last chart. But yeah. No, good question. But yeah, if you guys hear of any VIX 1D stories or success stories, please let me know. You know what? Let's Google if there's anything on YouTube. Who would be bragging about it ASAP? VIX 1D explain 1D 1D 1D. Okay, there's only 2 videos in all of YouTube. This one has 1,000 views. This one's from the CBOE. Okay. This is a 1 minute. Okay, maybe that's not the best one, but oh, this guy's a Marine with a Corvette. Okay, that's cool. Let me drop this in the chat, and yeah, if you guys want to take a look, I'll save this myself. Where's the
And there's also the 7D, right?
the 70? That's right.
It might be a 90 that I've seen.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
7
70.
by the 9.
There is a 90.
Yep,
Ooh,
thanks.
okay. Can you do math here, like plus VIX 1D and
Yeah, but
oh, okay.
if
Okay.
one doesn't mean anything, then both of them combined don't mean anything.
If I don't know what my strategy is, how is the clearinghouse gonna sell my order flow? But yeah, keep them guessing.
So VIX is a 30-day. So it's flattened, because of averaging.
so this would be like almost
I-
1/3 of
I
volume.
would guess, I'm still guessing that the VIX 1D is going to high volatility during the hours that you can't trade it, or it's not. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just look at the option chain. So when you pull up the SPX or the ES,
mhm,
each day, because we have dailies, each day you can see the IV and right here.
mhm,
And that shows you if you have a high IV day like CPI or FOMC.
mhm.
That's what I look at.
So
Yeah.
time of day, does that value change?
It does change, but I mostly look throughout the day. The expected moves just keeps going down all the way down to 0. So we started 22 points, and right now we're at what, 9. So
Okay.
that's the more predictable and stable decay value. That will decay throughout the day down to 0. The IV is a calculation based on premium. So
Sweet. Let's also look at the dollar strength really quick. The old Dixie. Okay. Where are we in the scheme of things? Okay, we're chasing the 500-day and 200-day perfectly, it looks like. And yeah, testing all around. Lots of uncertainty. Look at doji, 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 doji. Scary hammers too. Wonderful. Oh, look, an evening star, a shooting star. Okay. Yeah. Let's go back to our templates. Okay, cool. So did a market overview, looked at the VIX. For the newbies watching this video, the esoteric VIX 1D and 90 stuff, yeah, don't really worry about that. Okay, cool. And then yes, the American Association of Individual Investors has a week-to-week sentiment survey that they send to their membership, and they publish their results, which is kind of cool. So let me drop this in the chat. If you guys want to bookmark this, this might be cool. I'll incorporate it into our weekly overview, which should be interesting. But yeah, I noticed a lot of folks being fairly bullish. And we'll see if we really do have a Santa Claus rally and it stays strong into Q1. I mean, being a permanent bear, I kind of disagree, but fight the charts. So yeah, 47.3. And let me see, do I have a poll here saved? Let me see, platform earnings freebie. No, we're not set up yet. Okay. That's okay. But guys, any thoughts on the bullish predictions? Or do you guys echo this at all?
Who knows?
What
Well, I
he
mean, it's end of
knows.
year. It's irrational. The last couple of weeks is irrational. There's no reason for the market to have gone up.
Wow, people are bullish for the next 6 months. Wow.
Just, I think it's money flow in.
I mean, are these all the crypto? I mean, are these all the happy crypto traders here? You know, I don't know. 40,000 Bitcoin is pretty fun. And yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, fear and greed index. All right, so this number, it's been bouncing all over the place. So we've seen it live for a long time, like all through spring and summer this year at like the 80s and 70s, and then it bounced into like the 20s for the last 2 months. So now it's back in the 60s. So let's look at the different studies that make up this composite metric. So let's see, we're seeing extreme greed in the pace of the 125-day moving average. Is this a good duration? I guess their quants think it is. I guess it's whatever you're more used to. For our charts, or at least for mine, I stick with the 200 and 500 day. And let's see, don't worry about this as much. Breadth is kind of important. And we're seeing that number be more on the profit taking side. And then let's see, we talk about this to death with the put call ratio. And this I feel like is too narrow of a snapshot. Let's look at SPX put call ratio historically and see where we are on that. Okay. Are the bears justified? According to this chart, not at all. Okay. And as a reminder, COVID was right here, 2.38. And technically we've had worse emergencies according to this ratio in the past. So even that's not so yeah, so that was 2.38 and we're at 1.22. Okay, so don't go bearish just yet. All right. Okay. And let's go back. Cool. Stock Traders Almanac. Oh, okay, good, great. So I got January's pulled up as well. Let's first run through December. December is number 3 for the S&P and Dow since 1950. Number 4 for the Nasdaq since 71. 2018 is the worst December since 1931. Free lunch served on Wall Street before Christmas. I wonder what they serve. Small caps start to outperform larger caps near the middle of the month. Interesting. Santa Claus rally visible in graph above, blah, blah, blah. In 1998, best part of the fourth quarter since 1928. And fourth quarter expiration week, most bullish triple witching week. And post-presidential election years, December rankings number 5, 7, and 7 for the NASDAQ. Okay, cool. So most of this is on point. Do we see this move in a Russell 2000 with small caps? Let's just go back to the chart really quick and see if we match the prediction. We're not quite mid-month yet, but do we see a trend? Let's see. Kind of. kind of. You could say we've worked really hard to go sideways for a long time, but yeah. Okay. And let's pivot to January and see how that's shaken up. All right, a little dense here. January's almanac. January barometer predicts year's course with a 0.743 batting average. 14 of the last 17 post-presidential election years follow January's direction. Every down January on the S&P since 1950, without exception, preceded a new or extended bear market, a flat market, or a 10% correction. S&P gains January's first 5 days preceded full year gains 82.2% of the time. Wow, that's even better than the first statement. November, December, January constitute the year's best 3-month span, a 4.2% S&P gain. January NASDAQ, powerful 2.8% since 71. January effect now starts in mid-December and favors small cap stocks. 2009 has a dubious honor of the worst S&P 500 January on record. Dow gained 1,000 points in 18 and 19. Okay. Very interesting. Any comments, thoughts? Meanwhile, let me set up stock charts and pull up our stuff. Stock charts, relative rotation. Okay, cool. So again, this we like to use and look at the 11 subsectors of the S&P 500. So these are these tables here. Oh, sorry, these categories here. Gives us a nice overall view. Some of the selections in these sub funds or subcategories make zero sense, but unfortunately that's not up to us. And let's see. So what's falling out of favor? Energy and oil in a big way. Let's see. Here's tech, XLK, NASDAQ's kissing cousin, flying up above here, leading the wave. And today is no exception. We got real estate improving here, utilities. XLP is consumer staples, yeah. And then the other one, XLY, is discretionary. Yeah, everyone else is kind of okay. I think domestic financials have done a lot better than what this point is. So this, yeah, again, this data is a little bit stale, which is my only complaint, but it is useful. And yeah, energy is still not doing well. But don't tell that to Exxon, who's doing buybacks like there's no tomorrow. And with that, let's go to our own fund list and see how that's shaking up. And if you guys would like me to add any tickers, let me know, or we could clear the slate since there's too much stuff here. But yeah, let's see. US Steel not doing great. Upstart improving quickly. Let's go to the table.
Affirm, do we have AFRM, and then CCJ?
Oh yes. Affirm. CCJ. Now we can buy our uranium later. All right, let's see where that is. So here's CCJ. Here's Affirm. Swimming a very fierce relay right here. And then here's Upstart drinking canal water in the corner, and Neo as well. And let's see, what other losers do we see here? A lot of Chinese stuff, the Widowmaker, FXI, General Motors, C-Web.
We have Ford in there?
Ford, do we have Ford? We have Ford. Ford is somewhere in the middle of the pack. And yeah, let's see. Yeah, lots of energy products on the bottom here. Okay.
So did you guys hear about the 4X on the S&P? Or 4 times leverage? Its ticker is XXXX.
What? That's awesome. Wait, what's it say? SPXXX? Wait, what's the ticker
I
again?
think he said 4X's, right?
Just 4X's? Oh, okay. Do not use? What? What? Biotech index, do not use. Wait, what? Show corporation. Wait, what?
What's that mean?
Uh,
Well, it's not accurate.
this is okay. So this I think this object is not mapped correctly, but yeah. Yeah, it's new. No data. Yeah, nothing's working correctly, but yeah, this is in theory from courtesy of the Bank of Montreal. It's the 4x leveraged product. They're gonna need to fix this a little bit, but yeah. Is it pacing 4x 2.81? Not really. Okay. Well, that should be fun. XXXX. But yeah,
What's the other one? TQQQ. Does anybody trade that here?
Yes, I do.
How does it work?
Bad,
Okay.
bad. I
What
went the
level
wrong
of-
way.
what level of leverage is this again? 3?
I think that's 3x, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's the SQQQ too, right?
The traditional one.
Yeah. And then there's the SPXS, short SPX.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how leveraged this is. Maybe 3 times.
Let's take a look. Yes, 3x bear.
Yeah.
And bullish here is very bearish on the SPX.
Mhm.
Okay, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Pretty good
Uh,
volume. Yeah.
Yeah, and balls of steel.
I
Balls of
yeah,
steel
I
here.
trade it. I trade it sometimes.
Woohoo.
13 million, but that's good.
Oh, we would sell this side.
Short it. You buy call and
Sell puts.
sell put. Yeah, buy call, sell put.
Take a look at this later today. Okay. Cool. What do we have in the chat box? Due 2043.
Found the XXXX. It says due October 2043. So see you guys in 20 years.
Yeah.
2043?
What are the carrying costs for this?
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a new thing and don't have a date.
That's like 20 years from now?
Don't tell Linda. She's gonna sell leaps against it.
Wouldn't that mean the product is valid until then? I mean, it's like VXX
Oh, I don't know.
an expired date.
I
Yeah,
mean,
It's really annoying.
yeah. I mean, World War III will rearrange the global map, but don't worry, your SPX contracts here are guaranteed until 2043.
Are
Is
there
that-
any benefits with leaps? Some people like buy way out or sell way out. What's
They're
the
very
benefit of
expensive.
that? It seems like you're tying up your capital for way too long.
It's not the worst move. Is it the most capital efficient move?
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
not. To me, it's not.
Well, there's lots of silly people. Well, no, I mean, you think about it, people don't really want to own Amazon, but you could buy the leaps for 3 years from now. And
Right. But that's kind of silly.
in much less capital.
Right, but I don't know. I don't get that.
Well,
I'd rather have my capital work for me all the time.
they don't think like you.
Yeah.
They think like I want to sleep, and I don't. I don't know. The football game this weekend is more important. or the beer. Yeah, I mean, do we have beer for tonight?
Oh, cool. Anything else you guys want to throw in here? Or we could visit later if we see other interesting contenders.
Wondering why a firm is doing so well. Is that because more and more people are like buying it, buy now, pay later,
In a
or
big
buy
way.
now and never
Yeah.
pay it back?
Basically, because the US consumer is pretty tapped out, and we've seen from Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales that it's been very dismal this year. And if we
Mhm.
look into the international canary uh for the global coal mine, China is having a economic devastation. There's basically no consumer spending outside of the bare essentials like food. People aren't even paying their rent. So
Wow.
it's a nightmare in first tier cities now. So yeah, this is not an indicator of strength. I mean, it's great for a firm, but this is devastating for America as a whole. So
Right.
we don't want to see the growth of like a firm and its cousins.
And Upstart
Absolutely.
too. Are they in the
Yeah.
same space?
Yeah. I think the market share is a little, I think the markets are a little bit different, but yeah, the action's similar. Let's look at Upstart and see how their charts are doing.
Also,
Uh,
do we have coin in our rotational stuff? Because that's been ripped lately.
oh
Oh,
yeah.
ripping. Yeah, Coinbase been ripping.
And Microsoft.
Unstoppable.
Yeah, let's say
Yeah.
Microsoft. Coin, yeah. Oh, here we go. Sector leader. Bam.
Wow.
Number one.
I
Where's
know.
Microsoft? Oh, Microsoft stellar gains are only right here.
Coinbase leading the chart. Wow.
Yeah. So it's now at holy cow, in the 40s, 140s? What?
I remember like a month ago, it was at about 70 or 80, and I sold like 62 puts. And like a month later, it's at 132.
Man.
Unbelievable.
Man, let's
And
check
you know
out.
what's coming after Coinbase is Robinhood.
Oh,
Robinhood
yeah.
is kicking butt now.
Well, the ETF isn't live yet, right? But the moment that goes, Coinbase will
Yeah,
double, triple, who knows?
yeah. That's actually I watched YouTube last night. The ETF should be approved like January 13 or so, according to this guy, Mark some name. Cost I don't know, I forgot his name.
Okay.
I'll find that video.
Okay.
There was a date back there. I don't know what the hell it was.
SEC chairman has previously been avowed skeptic.
I'm sorry, I can't get on board with that.
No worries. What's the 1 year gains? Wow. Okay. Nice. A little bit better than uranium. Awesome. Let's go back to our notes. Where are we getting off? Oh, sector rotation. Yeah. Okay. We got earnings. We got Robinhood today and Lululemon. And let's see, what else do we have cooking? We got Broadcom. Our friend Bill is not here from Broadcom. We got DocuSign, Smartsheet, Smith and Wesson. We talked about them 2 weeks ago. What else?
Put in the link.
Oh, yeah, in the chat. Yeah, okay. Oh, this is our ETF guy. Let's see. Oh, wow.
January 8th.
Okay. That's awesome. Okay. Wow. Okay. Let's see what the action is on Coinbase, just really quick.
It's dropping a little bit today, right? No?
No, up 1%.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. We're seeing really weird analytics. We're seeing a very high bearishness that's not being considered. I'm a little shocked.
Yeah, I'm actually shorting it right now.
Okay. On the momentum indicator here, there's nothing but inflows, and it's very steady.
Mhm.
So is this premature? I don't know, but people are fearful that this is running out of steam. And if the
Yeah.
ETF bails, this collapses. So this is a very external catalyst vulnerable-ish.
But it will be approved though, I'm pretty sure.
Mm.
And also because Coinbase is a custody to BlackRock, the Bitcoin or whatever on the ETF.
Oh, I
That's
see.
why Coinbase is running so
Oh,
hard.
okay. Oh, okay. So there is some institutional momentum for sure. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Even like GBTC, the discount is only like around 5% now. It used to be like 30-40% discount to BTC, to Bitcoin,
Mm-hmm.
but now it's only around 5%. It might get to the par level with Bitcoin pretty soon here. So it went from like $9 to about 35 today, I think. About $10-12.
Yeah. Let's see. Riot's moving well too, but
Yeah, Mara, Riot, yeah, all the mining stocks.
yeah.
MicroStrategy, NSTR.
Yeah,
Yeah.
MicroStrategy.
And they just bought a huge chunk of Bitcoin, right?
Mm-hmm.
MicroStrategy
They're the biggest fund company that
for mining, yeah.
owns Bitcoin.
Yeah, they just bought gosh, 600 million.
Wow.
Uh
At what price though? When he bought in November?
um
It was pretty low back in November. Yeah, 30,000.
yeah, 36, so up already. And
Yeah, they're making money.
mm, okay. Awesome. And just curious, anything for tomorrow? Or we can look at that later. Okay. Let's go back to our news cycle. Went through earnings. Oh, swaggy stocks. All right, let's see what the kids are training in the bathroom on Robinhood. Okay, let's see what everyone's talking about. For the newbies, this is a nice sentiment tool for looking at Wall Street bets. Since Wall Street bets is too toxic to read at a post-to-post level, we have to look at the aggregate just to maintain some sanity. And yeah, this is the millennial and Gen Z trading demographics overall. I think there's some Gen X, but not the most. But yeah, let's see. Anything interesting? No, it's a pretty green day overall. We're talking about Facebook, AMD, Tesla, the NASDAQ, Nvidia, Apple. Huh? What's say? GameStop, Google, Lululemon, Amazon, Microsoft, Alibaba, Coinbase, oil, McDonald's, Wendy's, Rivian, Hood.
Corn.
Oh, I confused RH with Hood. Okay. Yeah. Russell 2000, 20-year bonds and PayPal. Okay. And what does say? Let's take a look at that. What the hell is say? Huh? Saratoga Investment Corp. Huh? No, that's not right. Wait, it is right? I think this is an error. Okay.
Picking up keywords
Yeah,
as
yeah, yeah.
stocks.
Yeah. Okay. Back to our notes. All right, let's run through our articles. Cool.
33.5.
All right, so let's look at our econ data. This was an interesting indicator I'm not that familiar with. I thought I would share it at least. It's the Chicago Fed National Activity Index. Where does this rank in the overall sort of economic schema? I'm not sure, but let's look at the chart and see if it is helpful at all. All right. So where are we? 2023. 2020 was bad. And recessions are in gray. So the last chunk was GFC here, and .com webvan 1.0 right here. And I guess the zero line is here. Okay. Not really telling us much. Okay, GDP quarterly change at annual rates. These are I don't know if I buy this. Oh, let me drop this link in the chat. Forgot. Oh, thanks, Flaw, for the front vol table of today's options. So it looks like DocuSign is a juicy one, and then RH, and then Lululemon. And if you have leftover buying power, you can dump some with Broadcom. Okay. I think this is kind of worthless. Chicago Fed index versus S&P 500. Blue is S&P. Okay. This is a little too noisy. Whatever. Okay, we'll dump that indicator. Okay.
What does that measure?
Chicago Fed National Activity Index. It seems like their scales are a little bit weird.
So activity of what?
That's a question. I'm not sure. Yeah. Let's see if we can find a better explanation. CFNAI.
I can look it up. It's
Chicago Fed.
economic activity and relative inflation.
Are we counting broken windows? It's not very clear. Oh, unemployment, personal consumption, production, sales, orders.
Okay, I just
Yeah, this is just noise. It's
if
okay.
it was a freebie, I was going to ask.
Yeah. Not the biggest deal. Okay. This I forgot to mention from 2 weeks ago. The Atlanta Fed published updated figures for Q4, which is very optimistic, from 2.3 to 1.2. In case you were wondering. Oh, pardon me. This is from November 1st. Holy cow. Okay. So more optimism there. And here is the other side of the Fed house with the household debt and credit report. So let's go to the New York Fed and pull this up. All right, release November 2023. All right, let me drop this in the chat. We don't have time for this entire report, but then again, I think we can understand the trend. So let's see, where are we at the moment? Let's see, total debt. So real estate debt has slightly increased, if you can believe that. And let's see, we are now at 17.29 trillion for the Q3 total. And any chunks shrinking? Credit card loans, not really. Auto, no. What's HE revolving? Home equity? Oh, revolving lines of home equity? Is that?
Yeah.
HE, okay. HELOCs, okay. Let's see, number of accounts by loan type. Credit card, auto loan, mortgage, and HELOCs. Okay.
Credit card is harsh.
Yeah, think about 20% or even 25% APR.
Yeah.
Ouch. And then Affirm and Upstart, hey, don't worry, just pay in Q1 for Q4 holiday expenses. And let's see, new and closed accounts. Oh, this is really interesting in Hong Kong. Remind me to talk about that. Or let me just write that in the notes because I didn't put an article. Let me just write that. Hong Kong. Talk about Hong Kong and go votes. Okay. Okay, cool. Oops, sorry. Anything else? Oh, mortgage originations by credit score. Oh, this is fun. Let's see. Q3. Who's buying things? People with money for starters. No surprise there. The sub 620 FICO score group is very small. And 620 is a little bit better, but 660 is okay. And 720 no is very scared, but 760 doesn't care. Okay. Wells Fargo is shooting itself now. Okay, let's see what else is good. Oh, auto loans. Here we go. This is also fun. Let's see. So rich people still buying leases and whatnot. Has this shrunk? Not as much as the home loan stuff. People still have to drive. Okay. Oh, credit cards. HELOC limits have gone down. Okay, wow. Credit card balances have gone up. Okay, that seems like a form of tightening. And then delinquencies. Oh, wow. What type of sector is this? This is not clear. So we still have some room to go to hit the GFC levels at least. Okay, we could be here forever, but yeah, this is a fun report. So links in the chat. And let's go back to our notes. So yes, very optimistic meta news. Sorry, I didn't get a real estate article, but we're seeing some of that. I guess this is kind of real estate-ish, loosely. But yes, Schwab is closing a lot of retail branches and all of SF. So very optimistic yet again. This is especially on the 100 Post Street. That's gone now already. And that's a collective workforce reduction of 5 to 6%, which is about 2,000 of 36,000 employees. And if we go to our other website, layoffs, and look at collective layoff data, let's see. We're now past the 250,000 mark for the year. And let's look at 2022. So that is what, 164 plus, what was that, 251 something? So we're about 415,000 lost jobs. That's wild. And any notable folks today? Bill.com. Oh, holy cow. 15%. Oh, wow. That's pretty sad. Spotify, 17%. Oh, holy cow. Oh, Alibaba. We talked about this last week. Their rumor about the 25,000 layoff was denounced. The leaked memo, but they ended up firing their entire quantum computing department. And looks like the axe is just getting warmed up. So no end to Alibaba's woes.
Quantum computing. They axed the quantum computing department. Interesting.
Oh, Alan's here. Aloha, Alan.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Yeah, let me pull it up for you. Quantum computing. So has this, I imagine they're reallocating resources since, Alibaba is effectively state-owned now. And Alibaba's on the shit list. I'm wondering who's picking up the torch, because it's not like China would stop AI research. They're just not using this just chosen agent.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be very interesting. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's still on that. Okay, MSN.
Let me drop this in the chat. Yep, there you go.
Thanks, dude.
So this isn't like a large department, but it does reflect, the best and the brightest in theory, right? So,
Well,
or at least the cutting edge, sort of like.
about it, they should be buying it. I mean, they shouldn't have researchers. They should have implementers who are using somebody else's API, because you can just buy it. Or they should be investing in somebody who has a real team. 30 people isn't enough to kick ass. They're not going to become an AI leader with a team of 30.
Yeah. Anything else interesting here? Oh, we talked about Domo the other day. They laid off 7%.
I do.
Yeah. There's a bunch of 100% here. That's a little scary. Oh, it's sad. Yeah. Neo 10% in Shanghai. Oh, okay. That's nothing nothing like optimism, right? With a layoff. Oh, Beyond Meat, 8%. Here you go. God, I hate Beyond Meat. Down 8% for the day. Look at this, guys. Hilarious. Wait, who's buying? Why the hell is people buying Beyond Meat? Well, this is great to set up a fresh wave of shorts, I guess. No, people are really buying the dip. What the crack is going on? They have a negative PE ratio. I thought it was I thought you just leave it like, undefined. How can you have a negative earnings number here? That makes no sense. But yes, Beyond
Maybe
Meat.
they reported it. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
their customers may have wanted them to report it. Even though, the industry standard is not to report it or to say NA.
Yeah. And then pivoting to AMD, let's see how they are going to challenge NVIDIA's market dominance. So there's a new MI300X for generative AI purposes. And let's see, this has 150 billion transistors and 2.4 times more memory than NVIDIA's H100. Yeah, let's see. NVIDIA and AMD. So AMD in blue, NVIDIA in black. Okay, they're divergent, but no surprise there. Let's look at the charts, and we haven't looked at NVIDIA in a week, and it's having a great day as normal. Another 2.1% up. But it is getting back into the zero line in terms of net momentum. Are we going to see a breakout? Maybe. We are well above the 200-day and 500-day moving average a lot. And let's look at the wagering public. Where are they laying their money? Interesting bullish pickup. It's people are a little bit scared. And let's look at AMD. Up 9% for the day. And let's look at Intel too. But yeah, very green. Looks good here. It's still, yeah, it's not a great pickup. It's better than the last 90 days, but it's still very close to the zero line. This isn't the most bullish of chapters, at least, or yet, at least. Let's look at Intel. Up 2% for the 2% for the day. Okay. And what's our semiconductor ETF again? SOX? Yeah. The SOX.
I think it's SMH, isn't it?
SMH? SMH. I think this is the VanEck one, and then SOX is the whatchamacallit, the Philex? The
Docs has been there forever. I mean, that's
yeah, it's the PHLX semiconductors.
yeah, it's been around since 80s or
Which one's bigger?
solid in the 90s.
Okay, this is SMH. This is SOX. Oh, okay. So SMH is the only one that can trade. Okay. SMH it is. But yeah, bullish at the moment. How's the bid-ask spread? I haven't traded this in a while. Okay, a couple pennies. Okay, not too bad. Awesome. Let's see. Okay, GameStop. And we got some new folks here. Oh, welcome Rob, and welcome Michael.
Morning.
Hola, hola. GameStop shares plunge. Oh,
Ah.
let me upload the notes so you guys can follow along. And no shenanigans of the week, but we did highlight a military assassination in Western Ukraine. Sorry, Eastern Ukraine. Eastern? Yeah, Eastern. Okay, uploading week 29 notes. Just give it a second. Okay, let's look at shenanigans at GameStop. What is Ryan Cohen doing? Shares plunged 7%, revealing bizarre plan to allow CEO to invest company cash in equities. So yes, this is a private hedge fund for Mr. Coincidence. And let's see. Nothing shady at all. Let's go to the charts.
But everybody does it. So, I mean, it's not unheard of.
Yeah, it's I mean,
But I mean, if you're part of it, and yeah, you wouldn't think that they're capable of doing it.
Can we have a moment of silence when GameStop was trading at like over $100? I still remember that. Oh my God. 2021. You guys remember like who started all this? What happened to him? The Reddit user's name was Deep
Volatility that it stops, but
Deep fucking value. Where did he go? Keith Gill? Oh, that's his real name? That's so boring. Okay. But yes. This is the Swaggy Socks crew. He is
Brawling Kitty. I remember by the name Brawling Kitty.
yeah.
Yeah, what happened to him now?
Yo, what is he? Did he, I'd be worried about him, if he, dies of an overdose in the Caribbean at some point.
He's living off his GameStop profit.
What are his profits?
He made a lot of money
Let's see.
of GameStop.
He'll
Like
get
GameStop went all the way to like $400, $500, right? At that time.
profits. At the time, his stocks were worth over 30 million. 46 million. Okay,
Wow.
that's not bad for a random kid on the internet.
You know.
Warren, what are you doing with your life? I'm talking to degenerate gamblers every Thursday morning. Okay. All right. Thanks, Ryan. On to our next shenanigan of the week. All right. Job growth. All right. So as I was drilled as it was drilled into my head as a real estate guy, it's all about location, 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 which is really not about location, but it's about job growth. Property values follow job growth. End of story. Exhibit A would be Detroit for the opposite example. But yes, this is the Remington Arms plant. I believe it's been active since inception, which is quite amazing. And they've shut down due to local municipal pressure and I guess just hate, and also labor union problems. And again, the United Mine Workers of America is an interesting offshoot of the Teamsters. And I didn't realize, I actually looked up the Teamsters. I didn't realize they have like another name. Let me see. Sorry, go back to my notes. Their formal name, which is a little bit shocking to me, is the International Brotherhood of Teamsters. And knowing the Teamsters' history with the overlap with organized crime of the Italian kind, it's just really interesting to me. And I'm surprised they're called International Brotherhood. So yeah, not shady at all.
It was 1903.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a today phrase. That's
Exactly. Yeah. So that's like like that's the era.
Union stuff.
Yeah, it just reminds me of like the Oddfellows, the Masons, the Elks Lodge, and the different other drinking clubs of that era. But yeah, fun stuff.
I see a reoccurring theme.
Yeah,
Alcohol revolutions.
the mafia. And on a side note, was it RFK admitted he did fly the Lolita Express 2 times. So kind of sad, but yeah.
Did he talk about any of the details?
No, he says
Being
a
on the
very
airplane
it's very
isn't
innocuous, blah blah blah. But it's like, dude, your last name's Kennedy. You can build airports at will with the family money. Like, what are you doing taking this loser's airplanes?
Well,
He claimed to have gone fossil hunting in the Dakotas on one of the plane trips.
it's like the party bus or the party boat.
There's a party boat?
Well, no. I mean,
Oh, just the idea.
the-
Yeah.
the airplane is kind of like I mean, a lot of people could have gotten sucked into this and not necessarily been evil.
That's fair. That's fair. Like there's a big gap between this guy and Bill Gates, right? Bill Gates, what, 28 trips?
Yeah.
But yeah, JFK Jr. I mean, is he? I guess he's a centrist ultimately. I mean, I don't know why people are surprised, but he is. Yeah, but whatever. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, recent ADP numbers. Okay, hospitality jobs tumble for the first time in almost 3 years as ADP disappoints. And what does this mean for us? For that breakdown, we got to pull up our other watch list. Type 2 diabetes, which is stocked with our favorite soft drinks, McDonald's, Starbucks, Chipotle. What is this, QSR? Is this I think this is Burger King. DIR is like Olive Garden and whatnot. This is the Yum China stuff. Pizza. Forgot what Arcos was.
You might consider adding Panera Bread for all their highly caffeinated drinks that have apparently killed people in some cases.
We got to do that. And our founding president and fearless former leader, Jim Norton, loves Panera Bread like crack. Let's
Well, guess what? There's a new Mickey D's concept called Cosmic.
What? Cosmic? Cosmic fast food? Wait, let me add Panera Bread. PNRA.
So instead of McDonald's, is Cosmo or something like that.
Cosmo.
Cosmic.
PNRA. Why is this not showing up? PNRA? PNRA? Did I do this wrong?
So I think Jack in the Box is there somewhere too. I don't know. Looking up the symbol in it now.
Okay. Panera's not working. Panera. Oops. I did notice Panera Bread was giving was it in September, October? Free delivery if you ordered through their app, which to me sounded crazy.
So JACK is Jack in the Box.
JACK. Okay, Panera Bread is in the process of going IPO. Okay, here's Jack in the Box. I'm surprised we've never talked about these guys. All right, let me share this watch list if you guys would like this type 2 diabetes thing. Wait, oops. Share. Type 2 diabetes. All right. Drop in the chats. All right. Let's see Alan's article. Cosmic. Oh, that's pretty punny. That's not bad at all. Cosmic.
If you take a look at the menu is like very carb laden. They're trying to get into the drink market. There's a few drinks that look like a boba tea. Very interesting approach. A lot of the items that they sell is very heavy carbohydrate based.
Wow. Where's
So speaking of type 2.
where's the menu?
Let me see if I can,
Uh,
let me see if I can dig up a menu.
Also,
They're only selling what people want, just like our favorite milkshake company, Starbucks.
Let me talk about the Cheesecake Factory after this. In terms of carbs. Okay, Cosmix. Okay, that's kind of a cool, interesting look. That's kind of 80s. Oh, okay. Let me zoom in a little bit here. All right. We got your sugary crack. Okay. We got brews. Okay. Spicy queso sandwich. That sounds good. McMuffin. Ooh. Creamy tomato avocado sandwich. Oh wow. So it's like Starbucks and McDonald's had a love child. Kind of. And you can add boba?
Yes, there's boba.
Signature
Yeah.
galactic boost. How dare they appropriate our Polynesian Taiwanese culture.
Pan Pacific.
There we go. That's cool. Oh, cool. So yeah, looks like it's interesting love child of all of the scariest fast food trends. Let me think. Logistically, does this cook faster? Oh, it cooks a lot faster. Everything's basically already made. You just have to make the drinks and heat the food and throw it out the window. Okay. Get the pitch. And then if you guys have ever visited Vegas, this is a spin-off. Like technically the Cheesecake Factory owns 3 restaurants. 98% of all the restaurants are Cheesecake Factories, and then some of them are Grand Lux cafes, and there's one more concept. And this is like a similar idea. Like they just highlight like the best items from a Cheesecake Factory and then make a smaller, tighter restaurant with it. Like if you guys have seen like the menu for the Cheesecake Factory, it's so dense that it has advertisements. It's ridiculous. And from a kitchen management perspective, it is a nightmare to manage like the ingredients for like some 200 dishes. Like
Everything's being nuked at that point.
yeah. But yeah, if you guys like the Cheesecake Factory and don't want to wait like in a long lines, you can like look up like the Grand Lux Cafe. Where is it in Vegas again? Double check. Oh yeah, it's at the Palazzo. So yeah.
so Burger King is owned by QSR.
Yeah. Let's go back to our watch list. Yeah, right here. In terms of market cap, it's like an 1/8 the size of McDonald's, maybe a 1/9. Chipotle technically is kind of number 2-ish. Yeah. But KFC is splintered among its corporate franchise owners, so it's not as obvious. But I think KFC is fairly significant as well. Well, cool. Cosmic. Whoever finds the first Cosmic, please let us know. That'd be exciting. All right. So yes,
Don't want to see it here in Hawaii. I still want my fried pies.
that would be delicious. Wait, are there custom Hawaiian McDonald's? Is that a thing yet?
Well, Hawaii McDonald's have very unique pies, and the pies are still fried.
Like,
So you can get halpia, you can get halpia chocolate. They had the cookies and cream recently.
what?
Yeah,
Oh,
they bring this halpia pie every once in a while. I don't know who produces it, but it's great when you get it nice and hot and it's fried.
Oh, it's a coconut pudding. Okay.
Yummy.
Oh yeah, they
Taro
also got the
pie
taro
sounds
pie.
And
good too.
taro.
Yeah.
look at this
They
little
haven't made the
breakfast.
ube pie yet. I'm waiting for that.
What is that white thing? Is that
Coconut pudding. Coconut, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, halpia.
and also like taro. Oh, udon too?
Oh well, saimin,
Saimin.
or it's like a, yeah,
It's like
Chinese
udon.
version of ramen, right? So It started off with Simon back in the day.
And Kona coffee? What the hell?
Yeah, Kona coffee is the standard. Is a standard here in Hawaii. So when you pay like $1 something for a cup of coffee here, it's worthwhile. It's worthwhile coffee. Yeah, you're not being skimped.
Remember what I said when I caught my first wave in Hawaii, Alan? What did I say?
I'm trying to remember now.
Fuck California.
So you got to come here for the fried pies, bro.
and the coffee at McDonald's apparently. That's awesome.
Yeah, there you go, bro.
Awesome.
Well, you know, like KFC in Asian countries, I think like in Thailand, they serve rice with the chicken.
Oh, interesting.
Because that's how we eat it, right? You eat rice with the with chicken. KFC. That was a long time ago. I think they still do that.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like they
'cause-
do cater to the
Well, I eat rice with my chicken, so
yeah. And the same
But
thing
it-
like in Taiwan too. Taiwan, they also have like certain items that's very Taiwanese specific.
yeah.
Oh, hey, Wani, quick linguistic question. Is the
Okay.
Thai language phonetic?
No.
Is there an alphabet?
No, we
Oh.
do not.
Oh,
No.
that sucks. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
I thought it
It's
was
very
phonetic.
difficult.
Oh.
No,
So you,
no.
so you have to memorize it. It's like Chinese then.
Yeah, it's like Chinese. Yes.
You got a character representation.
It's like
Oh.
45 characters or something like that. I don't even know.
So nothing like pinyin or anything like that.
No.
It's not like
No.
Korean. Okay.
No. It's like Chinese.
Oh God.
Wow, but wow, complicated.
Very
Oh.
complicated. Very
Okay,
difficult to read.
I'll read this on my own. Okay. But yes, there's rice bowls. Spicy chicken rice bowls.
Oh, rice and bowls.
Oh, dang.
75 Thai baht. Wow. That's like $2.
Oh, that's not bad. Wow,
That's expensive for Thailand.
wow, is it? So I'm kind
Yeah.
of curious. You know, it's like does the Big Mac index
Thailand.
apply to to Thailand? Because I'm very curious about that because it's they use that index to do currency comparison, right?
Uh-huh. Switzerland.
Wow.
But isn't McDonald's changing its Big Mac recipe along with some of their others?
No.
Yeah, there's discussion about that. Yeah,
They
Yeah,
do. They do. Like
What?
each country has its own.
No, there was a discussion about that. They're going to change a Big Mac.
Yeah, and I thought they had already rolled that out in some areas,
Yeah.
including Portland, I think.
I saw something that says keto.
Yeah,
No.
I saw that too. There was a keto Big Mac.
What?
Oh yeah, that's right. They're also changing the bread. That was one of the
Oh.
big things. Yeah, they're changing the bread from the regular bread to a brioche.
Oh.
Thought crunchy was part of the reason you get it.
Hmm.
They'll be spicier.
Anti-aging drug for dogs. It works.
Oh,
Is that part of the Big Mac secret
no,
sauce?
no. Only in China. Just kidding. Sorry, old joke.
They give dogs their Big Mac.
Yeah, whoever built this page, like everything's breaking here. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, McDonald's. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, you know what I missed the most? Chicken Littles from KFC. You guys remember
Oh.
this?
No, what is that?
It's sliders, just chicken sliders from KFC.
Oh.
Looks like this. This was
Don't.
my childhood. Yeah.
Oh. They don't do it anymore.
No. Only White Castle does it now, which I don't know why no one else does it. But yeah.
KFC has the best chicken though. The flavor is so good. I don't know what's in it.
Cocaine.
Okay. The flavor, it's just so good. So what is this? What's this
Taiwan,
index?
239 Big Mac on the
It's
bottom.
like
The cheapest Big
Wow.
Mac
cheapest in US dollars.
is not India, but Taiwan and then Indonesia.
Wow. MSG. Yeah,
There
absolutely.
There you go.
Every food is loaded with MSG.
Yeah. Like it tastes good. Oh, it probably has MSG.
I actually watched a documentary about the story of MSG, and it's actually not as bad as most people think, though.
Yeah.
And then Pepsi got its hands on it and game over.
Yeah, what did they do?
Everything else with the chemical enhancements and the flavoring. And now it's called
Mhm.
natural flavoring.
Yeah, natural flavor. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause
Ross is here also. Our Indian correspondent. Yay. And I wanted to going back to the actual news article topic, the Chinese parallel. Let me show you guys 1 second. There's just too much Chinese news. I feel like I don't even know what to talk about. Where's the one I want? Oh God, they're all looking the same to me now.
Hey, Warren, I'm surprised this Chinese Observer channel is not getting banned by the Chinese government.
They're demonetized though. They're definitely
Yeah.
demonetized, which really sucks on the production side because you get no money and YouTube steals all of their revenue.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's all of the Chinese websites, all of the Chinese news sites are all demonetized, which kind of tells you who the enemy is, right?
Yeah.
And don't shoot the messenger.
How do
but
they survive? How do the China Insights, Chinese Observer?
I
How do
don't
they
know.
survive?
And their production value is pretty high, so it's not it's like I'm not sure.
I mean,
I
it
don't
has to be funded by somebody or
Taiwan,
some
I don't know.
organization, right?
Yeah, maybe to the Taiwanese, maybe like rich Chinese haters like Warren in the future. I would definitely fund something like this. But yeah. Okay, but the point I want to make was like in a Chinese gig economy, they're phasing out the older drivers, like 45 and up, all fired. Hell,
Wow.
a lot of them have not received wages for a couple months. It's insane. So just as a parallel, like the like switching from like losing your full-time job and going to the gig economy to deliver food is not going to work out very well. That is a very, very short-term solution. And
Wow.
yeah, so don't count on your Uber Eats and Uber driving as a substitute. Like it's going to be very temporary.
But that's only in China though, right? Not in the
Right, but
US.
that's the international canary in the coal mine. Like
Mhm.
China is the like, you know, the 12 to 18-month window of looking into the future.
To future for what's happening
Yeah.
to the rest of the world.
Yeah. Especially like in terms of like their domestic consumption patterns. Like it like there's high overlap, right? Like you know, Walmart's GDP at one point was like 1% of China's GDP, and then Amazon and Temu and all the other junk and Shine and all the
Shein,
stuff.
yeah.
Like yeah, so there's still a lot of overlap. So we'll be affected at some level.
You know,
And
Shein is going public sometime
exactly.
next year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that company is gonna do really, really well for the IPO.
Yeah.
I'm looking
I-
forward to that IPO.
I mean, we're not the target audience. I mean, it's just you, Wani.
Yeah. Why would Winnie the Pooh allow that?
I don't know.
Well, it's a different
mean,
group. It's a different
it's
group
a-
that's coming up. Yeah.
It's way better than Amazon. The algorithm, it's just everything overall is eating a lot of Amazon's
So I
customers.
found out that these businesses bypass tariffs, import tariffs, because it's
Right.
below a threshold.
Right. It's below
Yeah.
the $800 threshold, and it gets
Or-
the
So when you buy from Amazon, they pay the tax and
Mhm.
sales tax. So this way, You barely pay any shipping and bypass the taxes.
Yeah, I thought
Right.
they were trying to bankrupt the USPS.
And they are, yeah, because we have that developing nation agreement on the reciprocation clause.
Yeah, so that's what happens if you order from Shein or Alibaba or all these guys. You're just basically trying to tear down the USPS.
Right, because
Mhm.
you're subsidizing their shipping costs directly.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
And
not that I am, but my friends in Georgia who are not ordering from them.
correct.
Yeah.
And then this is from Nanjing, so it's more on the northern side. Not really, it's like the middle, but this is outside of the control of the Shanghai clique in the communist turf war. So it's like this is why this pony is supported by the state. And you could effectively call this the most current state-owned enterprise from the Chinese side in the international e-commerce retail game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was founded in 2008.
So it's a relatively newer player, but then again,
Yeah.
like China makes state-owned enterprises like the same way that sharks reproduce, which is lay thousands of eggs and see what doesn't die.
Oh, but the headquarters in Singapore, though.
Now
Or was it in,
it started in Nanjing. Yeah.
10,000 employees?
That's not that much.
Oh, so is Singapore becoming the Delaware of China?
It has, yeah. No. We
Yeah.
talked about this. It's the family office
Yeah.
result. So what happens is there's so much money fleeing to Singapore,
Singapore
especially
from Hong Kong,
yeah, like
China.
and if you're a Chinese national, this makes a lot of sense. I mean, the Chinese culture is very strong in the Malay, Indo, and Singaporean regions. Very high overlap for culture. And you get great Indian food, and you get a huge injection of like English and Commonwealth culture. I mean, Singapore is like a more islandy version of Hong Kong without the commies next door.
And people are
The only thing
educated.
is they mainly speak Cantonese, and the Chinese government wants to wipe out that language.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yes. Yeah, and it's sad because it's like even like Canton, my brothers adopted girls from Canton. When they went to adopt their second daughter, the thing was people were like saying, hey, you're in Canton, speak Cantonese. You know, that was their big thing. They were pushing it. And then the mainlanders were saying, no, you're in China. You need to speak the
Chinese,
people's
Mandarin.
language. Yeah.
Which is
The people's
Mandarin,
language.
right? Mandarin.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's actually I got corrected for that, but from my ex.
What?
Yeah, my ex was her father was a professor at a university, and I remember I brought it up to him. I was speaking 国语, and his first reaction, 哦，不是国语，是福建话.
Oh, I see what you mean. It's like the difference between like what's the English equivalent?
I think it's like a dialect spin to it, but it's simplified Chinese. The one thing that's bad about simplified Chinese is if your literacy, okay, to read,
collapses.
they really dumbified the characters. They simplified the characters.
Right.
And the literacy is really bad because like supposedly in China people don't know how to read.
Oh,
so
right.
But they have to. I mean, they're using too much of their brains with the picture language. And until they go phonetic, they're just not going to be able to keep up mentally. The mental load is too high.
But it's better for them.
Unless you're going to claim that they have a separate breeding pool that can evolve faster, and it's still going to take thousands of years. The mental load is too high for comic book languages. Well, you have to have phonetics.
That's a weird statement.
You have to have phonetics. How else can you get new words?
You don't
Rising?
You don't have to.
You don't really have to.
Yes, you do. Look at
Yeah.
children that learn to read with phonics versus sight reading.
No. As a best practice, I'm with you, Rob, but the Chinese clumping way of memorizing, it works. I mean, it's a brute force methodology,
It
which I
works,
don't
but it
recommend.
stagnates. How do you add new words? By memorizing more things. That's a mental load you don't need with phonics.
Well, the Japanese have an interesting solution to this. Like they created a separate alphabet just for foreign words, which is
Right.
actually really
Yeah.
intuitive.
Takana.
Not
Yeah.
not just for foreign words. They call them that because of their own way of thinking about people, but it's actually for growth words, for new words, for words that they didn't lock in when they locked in their comic book.
No, I mean these are fair points.
And the mental
yeah.
load is going to kill them over the centuries. They
Okay.
will have to stop making babies because they can't use their brain on a global stage.
How do
As
you
a-
explain?
That's
I mean,
I would disagree.
South
completely
Korea.
wrong, I think.
Okay.
Okay, I mean,
Everyone here has learned how to read with phonics.
no. But
No.
South Korea has the lowest fertility rate of any industrialized nation. The fertility rate is like 0.8. And they have the best phonetic alphabet known to man. Like the
That's
Hangul
fine. There's other things as well, but when you force everyone to read comic book style, that's a mental load that you and I don't have.
No. I get your
Been
point. Like
practiced for centuries.
no,
That's fine.
but to Rob's point, like Roman numerals is a disaster for doing like large sums. Like
That's a perfect example.
right. And then hieroglyphics, like how do you write down, like how would you explain Chat GPT with ancient Egyptian and
Roman
hieroglyphics?
numerals were around for centuries, but we didn't have accounting and trade with other cultures at the same levels.
Right, and Romans didn't have 0, I believe, which complicated things.
Well, I mean, yeah, just pull up RFC anything, and explain TCP/IP in a phonetic in a comic book language. You don't have an internet.
So when we're developing our own universe, we want to make sure our hairless monkeys evolve a phonetic alphabet. That is the best practice. Okay, no worries, guys. God has favorites. Let's leave it at that.
But the comic language makes you smarter than learning in phonetic, though.
No, it doesn't.
Linguistically, it's a little bit harder. Like
It is.
Find me people that learn. We can do this in English without having to go across cultures and having all the problems that discussion entails. Find children who learn to read American, not English, but American. That's what we speak here in this country. And they learned it via sight reading, not phonics. It's a train wreck.
Well, it's the new thing. It's like new math.
And they're trying to back off of it as fast as they can. And I know parents that have children that were educated in both, and they just like, my child who was educated with sight reading can't figure out new words.
I'm with you. I think it's stupid, but it happened. I don't know if it's happening now.
Yes, it did happen, and it's an evolutionary dead end.
Hey, I'm not going to argue.
Gotta love it.
No.
I think Americans kind of crazy too. There's enough words that are just nuts.
Mark Twain had it right.
Beautiful. I struggle every time I type the word.
Well, I have to say that the English language is probably the easiest language to learn.
Well, I would say that's true as long as you learn 4 or 5 other European languages first.
Yeah. Technically, Esperanto might be the easiest in theory.
Yeah. Okay.
But who speaks Esperanto besides Rimmer?
It hasn't been put into practice, right? So.
Okay. Sorry. Speaking of diabetes, we don't have to talk about this too much, but yes, in case you're wondering who has the greatest sweet tooth, it's the Russians and the Irish.
Wow. I'm surprised. I thought Americans.
I mean, you need something to balance out that bland vodka. Potatoes only go so far.
56% they consume sweet and chocolate.
I know
So have we sanctioned their chocolate supplies?
Not from Turkey, at least. Yeah, and
I wonder
then
where they were getting sugar. I
that's a
mean,
good
you
question.
say that if going back to 1900, where did they get sugar, or whatever they made things sweet with?
Yeah. Where's Russia sugar? Oh wow, sugar shortage. Oh, we're on the money here.
Okay, because it's kind of interesting, right? It's like we got cheap sugar because of sugar cane, but most other countries they usually get sugar from like beets, like beet sugar.
Beet crops. Yeah. This is like 'cause
Really?
the Russians
Yeah.
love their borscht and stuff. So
Yeah.
harvesting sugar from beets.
So can borscht give you type 2 diabetes?
When my grandma makes it, yeah. You know what she adds in there? A whole bottle of ketchup.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Do you know how much sugar is in ketchup?
Oh, yeah.
It's delicious.
And
So
ketchup
sugar.
isn't even a American
Real
name.
tomatoes.
I know.
Yeah. So it's supposed to be a Chinese name. It's supposed to be a Chinese reference for kids up.
Oh, yeah?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you ever want to piss off an Italian woman, just ask for ketchup. Subscribe more for more tips on your trading. Okay, we're getting off track here.
Oh,
But yes,
so sugar is made from beets? Oh.
Actually, half of American sugar is beets too.
this sounds
Oh.
We
really,
don't have a lot of cane.
yeah.
What about like sugar cane? I think in other countries, sugar is made from sugar cane, right?
Yeah, and that's if you're
The
fortunate enough
islands.
to live near the equator. For the rest
Yeah,
of
in
us,
Asian countries. Yeah.
yeah, for the rest of us, we have to plant beets.
Yeah,
How
I
do
think
they
we
get,
have
how do they
more.
make it sweet?
I think we have more cocaine than sugar cane.
That is very true. But yeah, and then meanwhile, Russian unemployment hits a historic low, and the sanctions are not working, even though the ruble apparently has some movement relative to the USD lately. But overall, I think the West has miscalculated this in a big way. Oh, let me flip this. Yeah, so it's been fairly
Well, one
stable.
of the reasons these people are employed is because they're getting pulled into being
Conscription.
soldiers in the
Yeah.
war.
It's funny how the ex-Soviet nations revert back to Soviet tactics in the end. All right. Awesome. What else? There's some pushback against Zelensky, which is interesting to note. Not really tradable, but I thought we should look at this. They're saying Zelensky needs to pay for his mistakes, and he's set up Ukraine to deliberately not win the war. And this is a former heavy boxing champion who's the mayor. And I think his brother's also a boxer, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they're boxers.
Yeah. They both had like crazy promo pics with like AKs and whatnot, I remember. Yeah.
Wasn't he married to like some American celebrity?
We gotta find out now. We gotta know all the details. Damn it, Alan.
Yeah. Sorry, man. I thought he was married to like American movies. I mean, not a TV star or something like that.
Oh my God, Vitaly's family survived the Holodomor, genocide, Holocaust, famine, insanity. This was the worst deliberate, one of the worst deliberate massacres in Eastern European history. Let me, if you guys want to read more about this, it's in the chat. Yeah. But yeah, that's really tragic.
It was kind of like there was a forced starvation, yeah, of people.
Deliberately, kind of like the Irish massacre as well, and it wasn't a potato thing.
Yeah,
He married a former athlete and model.
yeah, something like that. That's like, but that's
Like,
wonder if that's American.
do you like know her by sight?
No, not off the top.
Oh,
Okay, this wasn't the one then. There was another boxer,
oh, okay. That married
maybe
a
a Soviet boxer instead of a Ukrainian.
okay. Homeboy plays chess. That's cool. Cool. All right. But yeah, Ripple is relatively stable. So yeah. And then we'll talk about the Chinese currency too. There's an interesting chart for that. But yeah, let's look at global airline revenue and its average customer revenue per passenger mile. There we go. There's the crazy acronym. Okay. Like this looks great and all, but when we go to the US domestic figures, it doesn't look like that at all. So let me pull up the charts. And our big ETF for US domestic is Jets. And if you look at Jets, I don't see the charts matching the data, or maybe this is just the US market. But even like United, what is United again? UAL.
AL.
Yeah, United is the biggest global carrier, right? And I don't see it having a great time. So yeah, I'm a little bit confused and perplexed. So yeah. So yeah, news articles aren't all they're cracked up to be. But yeah, well, at least we know about it. Okay, cool. Let's talk oil and commodities, and we're rounding out to our last chunk of the program. Exxon is having an amazing buyback, and let's go to the charts. I know we talked about sector rotation, and XLE is not doing great, but Exxon has a lot of cash on hand. So let me double check what that figure is. Let's see, they have a nice $1 dividend, 3.87% yield overall. Yeah. So yeah, they have a lot of COVID money to spend. Okay. And let's pivot to CCJ and talk uranium. We haven't looked at this in a little bit. But yeah, we should include this in our potential investment strategy. So
Wow.
yeah,
44.
it's been quite
I
the
used to trade it for about 20 some, 25, 22. Wow.
I mean the buying signal right here, right? When a 200-day met the 500-day, was at $14 and we would have been tripled up by now. But no, we had to go trade other things and work a lot harder.
What do you mean it was at $14? I don't understand that.
Oh, when the 200-day and the 500-day
That's where they crossed. Look at the price of the stock at that point.
$14.
No, that's the price of that indicator. Move your mouse up to this price. No, straight up. Go to where they cross.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, 25. Okay.
20, yeah.
Oh, you're right. You're right. My mistake.
20 some.
Yeah.
And it was like last year, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Summer. Yeah. September 18th.
Wow.
I'd be curious to know if there's any equivalent symbol for thorium.
Oh, for the reactors? The small modular ones? That's a great question.
Right.
Thorium stock.
Oh, this doesn't look promising. We got one. We just looked at that. NXE?
Oh, okay.
Oh
Heard
no,
of this one.
this says ESG. Forget it.
Denison. DNN. Yeah, I heard of DNN. Traded it before.
That sounds better. Let's look at
Then
the,
there's a UEC, DNN.
oh no, penny stock.
UEC is actually about $6 right now.
USC?
UEC, UE,
UEC.
UEC, yeah. Uranium Energy Corp.
Strong inflows, looks good, looks promising. I think
yeah.
this would Ross would approve. Ooh, very thin market here. Can we trade
Yep.
this?
I traded it many times.
Maybe monthlies. Ooh, no, not really. Ooh, that's a lot of
The
slippage.
split spread, it's
Ooh,
huge.
we'll do CCJ then. Any other notables?
DNA, DNN,
LEU?
URA.
Okay. Looks like there's a long list here. Let me just drop this in the chat, and we got to move on. But yeah, hold on. Dog's growling at me. 1 second. Kola, what do you want? Hi. He's getting bored. Okay, sorry. Let's see. All right. Polish Central Bank buys gold. So you know it's serious when the Polish hussars are stocking up.
They've been stocking up forever. They don't trust currencies.
It's almost if they don't like. It's almost like they don't like Germany. So yeah, European Union monetary gold versus GDP.
If you could find their holdings, you would see that just they've been ramping it up for years.
Here we go. There we go. Beautiful. Sponsored by Gainesville Coins. That's pretty smart. Poland official gold reserves. Okay, awesome. And let's go to the gold chart. Live gold. Had a beautiful little spike last couple of days. We're back at sanity now. Let's look at the 30-day. Okay, so that picked up at I believe it got even higher. Let me see. GC. Where is the candle? How high did that go? What? I can't see.
21.
2151?
51. Wow.
Wow. Okay. So yeah. So it went up a little bit higher. But yeah, looks promising. Well, we'll see how this goes. Okay, let's go back
Hey,
to our
Warren, I
notes.
have a question. For example, if a central bank from another country, let's say the Poland central bank, when they buy gold, who they buy it from? Another central bank?
Chicago. There's a London exchange as well. There's the Hong Kong and Singapore one as well, I believe.
Okay.
It kind of depends which region, and there's also national production, so they don't have to buy in the international markets. They can buy technically from themselves in a way. But you have to be a gold producer. But then again, typically countries that are gold producers are really, 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 really poor and messed up, like South Africa or Zimbabwe.
Right.
So it's complicated.
And they probably get a better price than the price that most people pay for, right?
Yes and no. I mean, mining companies can be really dirty too when it comes to like EPA and regulations and compliance and who they bribe. So yeah, I mean, at least the international market is efficient and you can take delivery and there's a lot of options. And maybe you don't like your local national producer for political reasons. It's definitely possible.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Off the Chinese news. Let's look at the Shanghai Composite Index. It has broken through the very critical 3,000 level as China is having many problems. So again, this is the baseline level that Beijing wants to hold. And now that we're below it, it's a little bit nervous. Okay, and let's look at the currencies. And again, the glass ceiling is they cannot let the RMB be devalued more than the Hong Kong dollar. That is a slap in the face that they will never allow. So the Hong Kong dollar is trading at 7.8 right now. And let's look at the RMB. 1 second. Cola, come here. Cola, come. Go. Cola, go. Go. It's okay. Good boy. Okay. And yeah, here's 7.14. So the RMB is barely more valuable than the Hong Kong dollar. And you'll never see, not that you'll never, but you will very rarely see this pattern break out of pride for China. And let's get out of here. And again, what's the opposite of this? The Nifty 50. And oh, since Ross is here, I want to ask him, Ross, is there a way for US citizens to get exposure to the Nifty 50? I thought you might know. Are you there, Ross?
No, you have to buy the INDA ETF.
Oh, is that the only way? Okay.
How do you do it? India ETF.
INDA, yeah, it's the
INDA.
yeah. You get exposure. This is the country shares or the country ETFs from the iShares custodian. Like we talk about EWT a lot for Taiwan and TSM. I guess this is the Indian one. I haven't looked at this, but holy cow!
Wow, doing really good.
Have you been trading in this, or can you go directly into the Indian markets, Ross?
Yeah, being that I'm here in the US, I cannot actually trade Indian stocks.
Can you do it through your family?
Tricky.
Oh, say no more. Damn brother-in-law, give me my money. Let's fly over and kick your ass after 24 hours. Yeah. Okay. Back to our notes. So that's the macro look. China's having problems. And then
Well, and also there are a list of Indian ADRs. So you can look at them and get exposure to those stocks. There are quite a few, in fact. There's this one bank ADR that I'm following, IBN, which is doing really well.
IBM. IBN.
Oh, cool. Oh, wow. That's cool. Here we go. Number one, volume wise, is this sorted by volume? It is now. Okay, yeah. Well, this is cool. We'll get some Nifty 50 exposure in this way, and we don't have to do the ETF. Let me drop this in the chat. Cool. And let's go back to our notes and look at more China news. Chinese stocks are trading near a record discount to peers.
Am I correct in believing that Evergrande is near yet another moment of truth?
Which one? They've missed a lot of payments. So, and it's by region, right? The Malaysian project is the biggest current nightmare for them. Or is that Country Garden? I'm losing track of whose projects are imploding. This is a lot of noise. You know what, let's just go directly to the charts. FXI, Chinese large cap stocks. Do you see a trend happening? We call that a clue. And then here's Alibaba, a very same trend. And then CWeb, KWeb is different versions of that. Not quite as solid. And then Pinduoduo is having a really good time with Temu, but I think it'll be short-lived. And then Baidu is also not having a great time. And then neither is Weibo or Pinduoduo here. Oh, sorry, Pinduoduo and Temu are the only winners overall. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to our notes. This is for something else, but this is a interesting more I don't know, like an economist focus on dating, if that makes sense. But I thought this was an interesting title for one of his more recent episodes. It's not related to China, but the problem with the Chinese ethos, especially the business ethos, is there's no trust. And without trust, and with everyone scamming people and doing frauds, you just can't do sustained business very well. And I think that's always been a major hangup of like Chinese entrepreneurs. And if they do succeed, then pretty soon you'll have watchers sent to you from Beijing, and then you have a new silent partner to deal with. So it's kind of like damned if you do and damned if you don't. So yeah, I feel like the Chinese people stuck in the mainland have a huge cultural and business desert coming up. You know, you factor in the population crisis and massive unemployment. The youth unemployment, someone else calculated like a back of the envelope the other day I saw, it was like 46%. And it's
Wow.
probably higher than that by now. It's just a nightmare.
That's twice as bad as the Great Depression.
Oh yeah. I mean, China is in a Great Depression. They're just not announcing it really well. And yeah.
So what do those young people do without jobs?
They're stuck. They're gonna die. So if you think about it, like if you look at like one of my cousins, like we haven't talked in, I don't know, 2 decades, but like the last I knew of him, he was a typical like banking VP,
Mhm.
basically a glorified sales guy. And he's being squeezed to take care of his parents, his elderly parents, and he's also getting squeezed by his girlfriend to be a very eligible bachelor. And in China, to be an eligible bachelor, you need a very good job, a car, and a flat,
House.
and
Yeah.
there's a dowry. There's a significant dowry since women are trading at peak premiums due to the one-child policy. And it's just really bad. Like you have a very I mean, this applies more to Western women, but also applies to the mainland Chinese girls to a certain extent. Like, this is the most educated, masculine, and promiscuous group of women that have ever existed in China. And most of them are single children. And they've been
Mhm.
corrupted by the government, their culture, their parents, and everything else. So I feel like this is irrecoverable, and China's real problems will only like begin in 2 to 4 decades. Like the lack of social capital isn't obvious yet.
Mhm.
So yeah, and then the proof in the pudding is there's zero trust, obviously, because the moment you make it, you ship your wives, your mistresses, your children, your money to the West, like right away. Like it's the first order of business. So I mean that tells you everything you need to know about Chinese people. Sorry, mainland Chinese people.
Mhm.
Yeah, cool.
There's a lot of talk of it. They call the West high trust and the East, and as in China is the worst, probably low trust.
Yeah, it's very low trust. I mean,
There's a lot of writing on that.
yeah, absolutely. And then the Chinese people are complaining that, oh no, Beijing has broken the social contract. I'm like, Beijing doesn't sign social contracts, you morons. Oh, this is Tata Motors. Let's see. They own everything, right? They own Land Rover and what? So let's double
Yeah,
check.
they own Land Rover and Jaguar, and this company is I don't know, they actually delisted the ADR at the beginning of this year, but the stock in India is just going from new highs to even new, higher highs, not stopping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, well,
What did that graph
that's
show about
unbelievable, dude.
0% return in 20 years?
Sorry, 3 people were talking. Go ahead.
What's a percentage return? What is it?
For what? This for Tata or the Nifty 50?
Tata. You had a 20-year graph on Tata.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. So from 2005 till now, 3x. From 2010 till now, negative.
See,
Good 13-year return.
like Warren's gold investments. Okay. Okay. Italy has exited. Italy is the only Western nation that has decided to exit China's Belt and Road Initiative, citing lack of results. And that's a
Oh,
big,
interesting.
yeah. So we're seeing a bit of a nationalist reflare from the Netherlands to the Italians to what's the other country? Argentina. So, and then Italy is sort of I mean, they're dealing with the North African invasion, illegal alien crisis really badly because of their location in the Mediterranean. So it makes sense that they're pushing back against a lot of globalist and imperialistic plots, whether it's domestic or foreign. Yeah. All right, cool. Oh, this was the Chinese home scam I want to talk to you guys about. So we talked before about like the mortgage protest for paying for units that have never been developed or finished. And this is now a new wave of disasters for new acquisitions, which is really shocking. So over 30% of the properties sold at the beginning of September have been returned. And these if you think about it this way, there's been very serious earnest deposits made. And what happened was folks could not qualify for loans. And it's not just that, but also when people buy a new property, they need to sell the previous one to raise the capital to close on, property B. And they can't sell property A, so they're stuck and they're going to lose a deposit and they're going to lose both sides. Like it's insane how bad this is turning out. And this is happening in tier 1 cities. Some of the best neighborhoods of like Shanghai and Beijing are seeing price decreases, and the secondary market is falling apart as well. So it is a huge disaster. And if you're an elite in China trying to deleverage and flee with your money now, like you totally missed the boat. Like 2018 and 19 was the year to do it. And if you wait to 2023, like I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, I mean, this is not really our problem, but this will become very obvious in the near future. And from when we were first talking about bank runs in China, this was October of last year. I showed you guys footage of tanks being deployed in front of banks. And yeah, like China is going nowhere really fast. It is in the greatest depression. They just won't announce it publicly just yet. So Xi Jinping really needs to invade Taiwan. And since he missed the October deadline for the tides, March is the next window of opportunity. And then that's it. It's only 2 months out of the year where you can actually land something on the island.
Why are you saying that he must? You mean to get reputation points or money?
Or everything. Everyone's trying to kill him. His own party,
Okay,
his
yeah, so
friends,
that's a
his
point.
ex-friends. Yeah, he needs an external enemy, just like we do in the US. And then Moody's has reduced China's credit outlook from stable to negative. Thanks, Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, I guess. And why did I talk about Hong Kong? Oh, Hong Kong. For the last minute idiots trying to flee with their money, it seems like the go-to way currently is to go to Hong Kong and buy different kinds of insurance products. And those products are denominated in US dollars. And that's how people get their money back later. So they're treating it as like huge savings accounts. And I've also heard stories about other folks moving large amounts of cash by boats out of Hong Kong and Macau, which sounds like a very complicated logistical problem. But yeah, if you guys remember, there were like Chinese officials, like he had like 100 mistresses and like piles of cash in like endless rooms.
But is this Chinese cash or dollar denominated cash or what?
Both. There's a lot. I mean, most of it is RMB. I would imagine. They probably have US dollars and Hong Kong dollars, and whatnot. But yeah, I imagine most of it is Chinese.
Hey Warren, I posted a video, a really good one I heard last night.
Oh, is it in the chat? Oh,
Yeah.
let's see.
About
SVO.
China invading Taiwan from the perspective of an ex-Navy SEAL.
Oh, I'd love to see this. Yay, thank you. Eric Prince.
You heard of him?
Blackwaters, of course. Okay. This guy's oh man, I mean, he's a little bit more complicated. Is he a good guy or a bad guy? Okay, yeah. Complicated. I would lean, yeah, I'm in the bad guy camp. So Eric Prince is quite notorious. He is the, I don't know, king mercenary of all mercenaries, relatively speaking. But yes, he was a Navy SEAL officer. Yeah, and Blackwater has really shady implications and associations, and I mean, this is Dick Cheney's personal death squad, to put it bluntly. Yeah, complicated, very complicated. I would consider these guys a lot of gray hats and mostly black hats. White hats are very few and far between in this group. War is a racket. What can we say? Okay. But yeah, I still will listen because I'm always interested in like the logistics of taking over. But yeah, Eric Prince's background is very suspect. And his family, he has very interesting relatives, if I remember correctly. Let's see. Let me see.
He's a Naval Academy flunky.
Okay. And then was he a Mustang? Or did he start enlisted?
No, he went and couldn't stick it out.
Okay. Yeah, okay. He's just a lieutenant. Okay. Yeah. 3 divorces. Oh, sorry. That's right. He's related to the DeVos family. Oh, okay. Extremely complicated. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah, well, that's all I had for you guys. Let's recap really quick. We got earnings today. We got Lululemon, RH. Let's look at Lulu. Wait, no. DocuSign had the best front volatility. Let's go to that. Let's go where the money is. Yeah, Ross. Yeah, that's what I remembered about that. Yeah. Okay, let's look at the option chain for DocuSign. 214%. A lot could happen. Let's also look at today's wagers. Very evenly spread, sort of, but put call ratio puts it at almost 0.9. And we're at 69% for the Hail Mary Delta on the put side. Okay. So there is some bullishness. And let's go to the charts. Do we want to pick a direction? No, let's just draft a nice defined risk trade and not worry about picking sides. Momentum has been very bearish, nothing but net selling overall, slightly improving in the near term, but that's maybe just earnings and people getting in. So what would today pay? Let's see. Let's stay at the nice 2 standard deviation range and be safe. Let's go a little bit north of that. We'll call it 39. What does this iron condor look like? Whoops, wrong button. Iron condor. Come on, baby. Oh, analyze. There we go. Okay. Okay, we got one wing. Let's flap to the other side. Okay, we got our other two sigma move here. And we'll make, let's see, let's widen this, make this equal. So, oops, too wide. Okay, now we're balanced. We'll get 13 pennies for $13 for 600 bucks tomorrow. What is that? 1% on our money. That's not bad. For like 2.1 sigma being out of the way. And what did Ross say? Adobe might buy DocuSign. Oh, okay. The cyber stocks are done, I believe, right? With earnings. Okay, so let's think about this. If the room reveal is correct and people if this does get acquired by tomorrow, or soon, let's see, I would want to not sell call spreads. So we'll just take our 5 divided by 300 return and enjoy that for a day. Okay, I think we can live with that. We'll keep it unbalanced. Okay. Let's go back to the market before we call it. I have to definitely leave at 12:30. Let's see. Yeah, we're still basically at the same place. Let's look at the chart and see if we've moved much. No, not really. Okay. Well, cool, guys. Anything else you guys want to look at before we call it? Let's go back to sector rotation. Let's remove all of this. Let's think about, let's see, what other tickers did we focus on today? We talked about Affirm, Upstart. We didn't talk about Tesla, but let's throw that up here. We talked about uranium, sugar, Russia, airplanes. Talk about airplanes. We also talked about semiconductors. What else did we consider today?
Can you send her that page so I can take a screenshot?
Which one?
The page you're on. Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, this is the old chart if you want to grab that screenshot. And then you got it?
Yeah.
And here's the table view to nicely sort it if you want to grab this. Here's all the greens if you want to steal this.
The sector.
You got it?
No. Yeah, give me one more second.
Okay. And then I'll give you the losers too to look at. All right, here's the greens. You got it now, Dave?
No, I screwed up. I got it now.
Okay, and then here's the losers. Lots of Chinese and Widowmaker stuff.
Natural gas doing terrible.
Widowmaker.
Unbelievable.
Larry's chuckling from San Diego, I'm sure. Any projections for the market by January? Great question, Ross. Oh yeah, let me dump the notes again if you guys didn't grab that. We were looking at the almanac, and we do see some bullishness, but we're not sure if the Santa Claus rally will continue. But we did look at whatchamacallit, AAII sentiments, and I think you missed that in the beginning. Let me go back. Here we go. AAII sentiment data. And let me drop this in the chat. So they have like a nice week to week survey to their membership. And the AAII caliber of trader is not nothing. They're not all pure options guys or futures or Forex even, but I'd consider them a little bit more, at least technical analysis wise, more savvy. So yeah, so we're seeing a lot of bullish optimism. And if you look at the stock traders almanac readouts in my notes, you'll see that especially with small caps, like mid-month in December should be rising up. So we're looking at like Russell 2000 and watching how that's playing out. So but the Russells worked really hard to go nowhere really fast. It's just, yeah, it has schizophrenic volatility to me. But yeah, will this hold above the 200-day moving average? We'll see. It's definitely trying to test it, but yeah, time will tell. Any thoughts yourself on the future?
Well, I think the run is kind of done, right? Because you have all of the market indicators having given you all the signals. Like the Fed said, hey, perhaps we'll pause, and that's what got the yields to fall, and the market ran. But that news should have actually made the market run much harder. But instead, the market is basing. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking, it's run out of
Steam.
steam to plow ahead. And yes, the breadth is a little better than previous rallies. Still, it's not. I don't think this is. I mean, for any significant bull phase, you have the breadth participating. Here we have the Mag 7 still leading, and breadth still pretty behind.
Correct. And if we look at the vassal states of America and seeing what they're doing with their central banks, we're getting that also different signals from all over the place. So like here's Bank of Japan, Bank of Canada. I don't know what to make of any of this. Everyone's hawkish and dovish and then flipping on that. So yeah, I think it's a great question.
So Fed announcement is next Wednesday at 11 approximately.
Well, now that we've got such a great run for, let's say, Thanksgiving gifts, will there be any gifts for Christmas?
Yeah, not sure.
Also called a Santa rally, but
Yeah,
not sure
yeah.
if that's going to happen.
And then yeah, we'll have to see if it continues into January, since there's a lot of metrics on January predicts the year to a 0.74% accuracy, and then this other one was even better. The first 5 days gains preceded full year gains 82.2% of the time. So we'll know in the beginning of January to see where we are potentially. And if nothing else happens, and if World War IV doesn't break out, that would be nice. All right, well, cool, guys. Each person to state where will weekly SPY be by next week and why. Oh, that would be cool. Let me. We're running a little out of time today, but let me add this to the template. And I would like to get feedback from you guys on the template. But yeah, let me add this. We'll do our poll next time. Maybe at the start of the show. Oh wait, people kind of trail in later. I'll do is like before sector rotation. Okay, poll. Where, SPY, and why?
I mean, since you have this meeting kind of weekly, and you have it on Thursdays, so I think it's a good way to I mean, at least just for the traders here, right? If you're doing a 7-day DTE
Yeah,
instrument, you could probably use that. I think collective knowledge always is better than trading alone.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I think we'll do it at the beginning of the session and then at the end and see if there's a change, and we'll see why people are changing. And then and then I also wanted to like copy like Jonathan Massey's process and also have like a trade of the week.
Trade of the week, yeah.
And then track it on the sheet.
I think that's great.
And then
we should do that.
Yeah. And then we'll have like beginner stuff, like white belts, beginner stuff. Like Massey has what? He always does a covered call, which I'm adamantly against, but I understand why he does it. So you have a low level trade, so you have your covered call, and then he has a spread version, right? And then we'll call this like the blue belt, and then we need like a high belt version. Yeah, like a purple, brown, black, yeah.
What would the black belt, the highest level, be?
Depends which art, but generally black. There's like some red versions or red white versions or just all red.
Yeah, short strangle.
Right. What kind of strategies? What I meant, like
maybe a double diagonal.
Yeah, so you're looking for efficiency when it comes to
ratios.
Capital. Yeah, so efficiency when it comes to capital, tax efficiency. So we're talking like 1256 stuff.
At the money, naked calls on DocuSign.
Only if your first name is
naked call.
That sounds good.
Only
Going
if you're
long calls and puts.
Only somebody like me would do that, right? Oh my god.
Don't worry.
Black belt.
Wani's gonna, she's transferring all of her crypto gains to the UNG community.
No. I'll bankrupt.
But yeah, I think I would classify high belt strategies as they focus on tax efficiency, capital efficiency, and risk management a little bit better than the rest.
That's great.
Okay. So yeah, like next time we can like draft up like DocuSign and do like the pros and cons and the different variants of that. So yeah, we'll make this, and then I think this will fill a nice like 2-hour program.
We can also do like a trading competition.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Right? That'd be fun.
Yeah, let me move this to like the bottom of the program.
Like once a month, from the beginning of the month to the end of the month. Everyone has their portfolio, and we can see the competition.
Okay, yeah. How do I do that? Let me think. Okay, so let's do bigger ideas. Yeah, competition, monthly competitions.
We have to think about the price.
Book of the month.
What the price will be.
Book of the month, yeah. And we should also have like scenarios, like force ourselves to trade a very particular way and see like who wins. Like you could only do long calls. How would you play that? You could only do long puts, like just like dumb exercises. Okay. I really got to bounce, but yeah, this is awesome, guys. And does everyone have the notes? I think that's it. But if you have any more ideas, let me know, and if not, I'll catch you guys next week. And then this again is recorded. Let me stop and I'll start the upload process.
All right.
Cool. That was good.
Thanks, Warren.
Yeah, awesome. Take care, guys.
Yeah.
Enjoy
Thanks a lot.
Thursday.
All right, thank you.
Later.
Oh, we forgot to talk about the pandemic in China. Long story short, it's affecting the youth disproportionately this time, but there's not like mass deaths yet, but a lot of hospitalizations. It's kind of weird.
Oh, from the younger people, younger kids.
Yeah, like the white lung problem. But that also doesn't make sense from an evolutionary point of view, especially when you look at like Ebola in the Congo. So what happened with Ebola is it burned itself out because it killed its lethality rate was too high. So what's the technical term? It's like its RO value, like how fast it spreads into a population. was like 0.4 for Ebola. Like that's just too high. Like you burn out the entire host group and everyone dies. And then over time, the virus selects for more like less fatal symptoms and spreads. So over time, the virus gets more I guess lighter in a way, but we're not seeing that evolution in China, which is confusing. And looking back at the leaked memos that we were looking at in the late summer for Homeland Security, talking about a November and December lockdown, like this kind of makes sense. And they are starting lockdowns and COVID testing again in China. It's low key, but there are COVID swabs starting up again. Yeah. So sorry, I forgot to mention that. That was like today's morning news. I didn't write that down. But I will report back more news next week.